Hey guys, it's John here. It's part 2 of my making of my Krul cosplay from start to the end, and I apologise about my voice. I've had a seriously bad cold for the last few days. But enough about that, let's just get on with this cosplay. And in this video I'm going to be working on the top half of the cosplay, which are the sleeves and the top. So first of all, we're going to start off with the sleeves because they're much more easier to make than the top in my opinion. And I'll let my past self explain how I did this.
Right, so we're moving on to the sleeve parts. It just so happens I've done the top half already for the first one. Now basically what I've got here is actually the leftover of a circle skirt when I tried to make the skirt the first time, and it didn't quite work. So what I'm doing is actually using the ruffle effect, which if you remember in my last video, you turn tension up and the stitch length up, and basically do it along the top and the bottom for this. And you should get something that looks a little bit like this, and then it should hopefully fit around your arm. Obviously you've got to make it to the length that you want, and then obviously the bit will attach to the long piece once it's done. So we've made the top piece, which is this little piece right here. Sorry you can't really see it properly, it's kind of dark in my room. But basically for the bottom half, which is this bit, what you want to do is get a long piece of rectangle fabric, and then at the top you need to measure how big your arm is, and I've just put some slits in here because basically you want to sew from these slits all the way down to the bottom in sort of a diagonal line so they reach the corners, because obviously the sleeves are bigger at the bottom than they are at the top. And then you should get something that looks like this when you've turned it inside out. And then what you want to do is get a white piece of fabric, and then with the ruffle effect, which I've used so many times now, you do the ruffle effect on this and then just attach it on the inside. Now it is a little bit messy on the inside, but honestly you're not going to see that, and if you do want to tidy it up you can, but I'm really not fussed about it. And then what we're going to do is attach the ruffle piece that we made at the top, which is like the little circly bit, attach it to this bottom bit, and then she's got a bit of white on the top, which I have actually made. So I have actually made these white pieces here, but unfortunately they're not 100% perfect, but I found that there's these type of scissors that you can use and it will stop the fabric fraying. I can't remember what they're called, but I'll just put it here. So what I'm planning to do is I've actually ordered the scissors. So what I'm going to do is basically make the same sort of style as this, but the scissors, because they're triangular, as you cut it will make the little bits on each of the triangles, I suppose, because if you look at this picture right here, as you can see, it got little dimples in each of the triangles. So I've got to wait for those scissors to arrive, and then I can obviously remake this, then attach it to the top bit there, and then attach it all together, and then do the same with this one, and then I'll be done with the sleeves.
Now I didn't actually use the scissors that I mentioned. I actually went out, I bought some interfacing, and basically if it's the iron-on version, you iron it on and it makes the fabric nice and like hard, so like people use it a lot for the collars and different parts that they need to stick up basically. So I did that with this. I ironed it on and then just cut out the pattern with some normal scissors and then sewed it onto the edge, and I think it looks pretty good and quite accurate to how the costume actually looks. And then once you've done with attaching everything and it looks nice and puffy like it should do, what you want to do is just get yourself a long piece of ribbon, make a little bow at the end, and then you just want to attach it by sewing it onto the sleeve, and then you'll be done with the sleeves if you've made 2 of them, of course. Now onto the top, which unfortunately I'm a complete idiot and I accidentally deleted the files of me filming, and so unfortunately I'm going to just have to explain how I did it here and now, and hopefully it will make sense. So what I did, I actually asked a fellow cosplayer how to make this top, because I tried to make it once in the past and I absolutely hated it, as I may explain in my last video. I can't actually remember, but basically I asked someone else, how did you make your top, and they actually showed me a pattern which I have seen before, but so there's a cosplayer called Holita in the UK, and she's actually made a Krul cosplay, and she shared the pattern online and I kind of borrowed it, and because she said she can do, and yeah, basically what I did was cut out the shapes in newspaper to fit my size, and then when I was happy with how it looked, I basically cut the same shape out of fabric, sewed up all the edges as you do, like you can see right here, sewed up all the edges so they look nice on the outside, and then once I've done that with each individual shape, I just stuck them all together, and you basically had the top, which actually I made a little bit too big. So what I did on the sides was actually just sew in, so basically if you made it too big on the sides, just sew in a little bit on each side, or on one side if you really want to, and then hopefully it should fit you. And this actually fits me like perfectly, because originally I had the problem where I made the top half too big, as I'll show a picture just here, and it was sticking out. I was like, how else am I going to fix this? So basically just folded it over and just sewed it again, and it fits really nicely. And then basically for the details on the top, what you want to do is get some red ribbon, and where you've sewn on the front, the front panel and the two side panels, on that line of stitching you want to put a red piece of ribbon. And then for the neck piece, what you want to do is get yourself a long strip of fabric, sew it up, and then turn it inside, and then attach it to the circle bit, which should be just here. And then basically add your gold buttons, if you've got gold buttons, which you can get off eBay. And then you need to make yourself some little bows, which there's millions of tutorials online on how to make bows, but they're really simple once you know how to make them, and I can't be bothered to actually go through it. But yeah, there's loads of tutorials on how to make bows. And then basically you attach everything, and then you're done. Which like I said, I had to sew it in a little bit at the side, so there is some lines here, but it fits me really nicely. So I'm going to quickly try this on and show you what it looks like. So when you're done, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. I'm just wearing black trousers at the moment, but in the next video I'll show the whole costume together. But yeah, the sleeves are nice and puffy, and they do fall down a little bit, but if you make them the right size they should stay up, or you can use a little bit of like tailored tape, I think it's called, just to keep them up, or use elastic. But basically, as you can see, they fit me nicely, and they're not going to keep falling down too much unless I shake my arms like crazy like that. So yeah, they will fall down, but like all sleeves do like to fall down. As you can see, it fits me quite nicely. And then here's the back. Now, I am wearing the vest top at the moment, but on the day I won't actually be wearing it. But as you can see, I think it looks quite nice. It is a little bit baggy at the bottom, but it's better to be a little bit too baggy and big rather than too small, and then you have to remake the whole costume again. But yeah, so this is it for part 2 of my Krul tutorial cosplay thing, and I'm sorry if I didn't explain things properly. I'm usually better at showing people, and like I said, I'm an idiot and lost the files on how I explained how to make the top. So hopefully this made sense. If it didn't, please do send me questions. I'm more than happy to help you. If you're making this cosplay or any type of cosplay, or any questions at all, just message me, because I'm more than happy to help people. But yes, in part 3 I shall be making the collar, the hair pieces. I've got some little gloves that I need to make, and I'm also going to be showing you how I'm going to be doing the boots, because I'm not actually going to be buying some boots because I'm far too cheap for that, and I have an idea on how I'm actually going to make the boots for like £2, which is ridiculously cheap. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.